Another week has passed us by, which meant eventually Monday rolled around, which of course meant eventually Raw rolled around too. And that probably signifies that you're out there being really mad about something. But that's also why I exist, because without it, I'd just be matter floating throughout space, and why I get to run through Raw and give it some ups and give it some downs, which basically means whether I loved it or thought it was a big pile of shit. I'm Simon from What Culture. This is Ups and Downs. Let's get on with it. The opening segment floated my boat, so it gets an up with a capital U. Goldberg came out and cut a solid promo, and then Kevin Owens came out and cut a solid promo too. But what I liked the most was that Kevin Owens didn't come across as scared at all. For far too long, the heel WWE champion has acted like a coward, but that wasn't the case here. Owens took everything that Goldberg had and threw it back at him, and he was like, you know what? I can take you, I can beat you, I can win. If anything, he saw this as the greatest challenge that he could face, because when he overcomes it, his own legacy will have started to be written. He will have beaten Goldberg, and he can talk about that for months to come. This, of course, only makes it sadder because Kevin Owens is probably going to lose the Universal title to Goldberg at Fastlane. But if WWE keeps him like this and he comes out of the pay-per-view feeling and looking strong, then it's all right. It's okay. Good stuff all around. What a start. And on that note, Owen again refusing to acknowledge the Chris Jericho fiasco was an up as well. Offering nothing more than a throwaway line, Y2J is like a phantom on Raw at this point, meaning when he does return, it's gonna be all the more sweeter. And I look forward to it. It hasn't come too soon. What a world we live in. The same, unfortunately, cannot be said for the segment The New Day had to endure this week. Credit to Big E for sneaking in a line saying that he didn't write the stuff about the Shining Stars, but the Oscar parody that came after this was terrible. I thought it was terrible, you thought it was terrible, and believe you me, the live crowd thought it was terrible as well, because they didn't boo, they didn't cheer, they didn't laugh, they made no noise whatsoever. I can't remember a joke that fell as flat on live TV as this one did, and pretty much everyone just went, yeah, we don't care about this, get on with it. And if you want to know, the joke was the New Day were meant to be fighting the Shining Stars, but then they got handed a card, and as it turned out, they were actually going to be taking on Rusev and Jinder instead. Fantastic. So obviously, it's a down. Which is where we get another down for the day, because once again, Rusev was booked in a pointless match that saw him be on the losing team. I realise I go on about this a lot, and if you don't care about Rusev, you're looking at me going, that guy's a schlub. But schlub or not, it's not like WWE is overrun with stars at the moment, so to ignore the potential the Bulgarian brute has seems crazy to me. There's countless feuds he could be put in, but instead, he's now just part of what is frankly a joke tag team. He has proved in the past that he will be successful with whatever you throw at him, so why are you throwing this? What is the point? Who am I? Who are you? What are we doing? What even is this? Anyway, this is why today I start the hashtag Save Rusev. Tweet it, message it, call someone and just say it out loud. Together, we can right this wrong, because together, we are unstoppable. We continue on the down wagon as everything that's going on with Enzo and Cass and Gallows and Anderson is not great. For starters, Enzo is really starting to rub me the wrong way. Now, this may be the point, but he's gone from G'd up kid to annoying teenager in a matter of weeks. This could be hinting at a breakup between the pair, but that's an even worse idea, because trust me, Big Cass needs Enzo and Enzo needs Big Cass. Ultimately, they just need to be, well, I don't know, but they need to be that, and they need to be that now, because at the moment, they feel lost. As do Gallows and Anderson. There's no real heat to this program, and it feels like it's filler, and the tag team titles should never be filler. Both teams deserve better, the Gold certainly deserves better, and hopefully moving forward, we'll start to do better than this. I was not a fan. Which brings us to another down, and see, I'm proving I can do downs, but those downs have to be earned, and Stephanie McMahon eating alive Mick Foley on Raw was a down. I get that they're heading in a direction that will see Foley ultimately replaced as the GM, but I just don't need to see this on my television. I don't need to see a lovable old man get yelled at by a frustrated teacher. It's not fun, it's not entertaining, and I don't hate Steph in a heel way. I hate her in the sense I want to go, I'm just going to turn this off and do something else. Anything else. If you're going to write Foley off TV, just have Samoa Joe beat him up. That makes a lot of sense, and if Foley can't do anything physical, we don't actually have to see it, just imply it so we can all go away and go, oh, I get it. When the cameras weren't rolling, Samoa Joe beat up Mick Foley, and now Mick Foley's so injured, he can't come back for a while. That's okay. That works and allows Samoa Joe to continue his path to glory. This was just bad. On the subject of Samoa Joe, though, he continues to be a marvellous up. Not only did he get right in Cesaro's face, but the two then had a great match, and once again Joe came across like a man-beast. Now, it's a shame that the Swiss Superman had to lose, but if he has to lose in favour of Joe winning, I'm alright with that as he continues his path to greatness. I think I love him. I also enjoyed Sami Zayn's attack on Joe afterwards. I'd imagine there's not a hope in hell that he actually wins at Fastlane, so it's nice that someone at WWE said, you know what, go out there and get your stuff in. So, overall, another great night for the Samoan. You can colour me happy. And you can colour me extra happy because I also enjoyed what Cesaro's tag partner Sheamus did on Raw, and that's an up as well. Yes, it was pointless, but the Facebook Live video between the Irishman and Titus O'Neil that had Titus O'Neil blamed when he got pushed through a table that had cake on it did make me laugh. Mostly because I have a terrible sense of humour. That's a really dumb reason to have a match, but it ticked my boxes, so I'm not going to insult it here, although I am going to point out that somehow Titus knew about Cesaro's match with Samoa Joe earlier in the day, even though according to Raw, it was made during the show. Continuity. Titus actually looked pretty decent at the start of the bout when he got all aggressive, but then Sheamus bro-kicked him and beat him in seconds. What the point of all this was, I don't know, but I did get a kick out of it, so I ain't ragging on it here. I'll leave that to you in the comments. I was also a fan of the Seth Rollins and Triple H segment. So you know what that means? Up. Seth did a great job in coming across like a man who was at the end of his tether and struggling to be ready for WrestleMania, although he obviously will be ready for Mania, because WWE wouldn't dedicate this much TV time to someone that wasn't going to be at the biggest show of the year, and then Triple H coming out and berating him just made it all the better still. They both played their roles well, the angle was able to build without them being physical, and by the end of it I sat there and I thought to myself, I actually want to see Seth Rollins kick the game's ass. And given that is what should happen at WrestleMania 33, means there should be a lovely payoff and hopefully gives Rollins that babyface magic that he's been lacking up to this point. I think the women's division overall is in a great place right now and has a bunch of awesome performers who will only get better as the weeks and months go on. But at the moment, it makes no sense to me, so it's getting a down. There's so many people involved in this Bayley-Charlotte feud, it feels super messy, and I've got no idea what anybody's motivations are. Bayley's the champ, but Charlotte doesn't think that she should be the champ. Then you've got Sasha Banks over here, who hates Charlotte's face, and then Dana Brooke just stands in the corner going, wait, what is that about? Also, don't tease a surprise partner when the only human being in the world that could have walked down the aisle is Nia Jax. There was a huge pause as Charlotte teased who her partner was, but who else was it going to be? There's no one else on the roster apart from Alicia Fox. I swear too, if Bayley loses at Fastlane, good grief. Right, over to El Millerino to tell you about the Cruiserweight division this week on Raw. It was pointless and continues to give absolutely no reason as to why you should watch 205 Live, but Neville remains absolutely brilliant. Thanks, El Millerino. We'll give that a down. And we finished this week's Raw's ups and downs by giving an up to the main segment of the show, which was the brawl between Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. Braun had been making noises all night that he wanted Roman to sign on the dotted line so he couldn't run away from their match on Sunday. That's exactly what he got. Naturally, because this was a contract signing, it ended in a huge fight, but it was still pretty decent. And when Braun took Reigns and threw him into the top rope so hard it came off, it's pretty cool. These ideas only serve to make Braun Strowman look like a bigger beast than he already is, and at this point we've got to take a step back and go, WWE, you have done a great job with this man, and I am saluting you for it. I think I'd actually be alright if Strowman was picked as the guy to beat Brock Lesnar for the Universal title in a few months. That's how good he is right now, and that's how much I like him. Fascinating. And that was our Raw Go Home show for the pay-per-view, and overall, I think it was pretty... Wait a minute. This means we're on 6 ups and 6 downs, and we can't have a tie. Nobody likes a draw. So editor man, Mr. Editor Dude, ready? 3, 2, 1, give it an up. Positivity wins. But yeah, I'm ready for the big 2 matches on Sunday. I think the undercard could be decent as long as the outcomes go the right way. Bit worried about that, but we'll see. Also, I know I didn't mention the Big Show versus the Shining Stars, but what was I going to say? It made no sense. didn't need to be there. And the real question is, what does Show do now at WrestleMania, given that it looks like Shaquille O'Neal has pulled out? I don't know. He can fight me if he wants. I'll be killed. Now, don't forget to leave a comment below to let us know what you thought about Raw, and then like, share, and subscribe. Then go to your keyboard device, type in whatculture.com, and read the Ups and Downs article that this whole show is based on, and you can come follow me on Twitter at SimonMiller316. I'm Simon from What Culture, and I want you to go out there today and have the best possible 24 hours you can. Give change to a homeless person, pet a dog, and just give someone a hug. It'll make you feel better, and you'll make them feel better too.
Monday, March 6th, live from Newcastle, and free on YouTube. Drew Galloway will defend his WCPW Championship against the aerial assassin, Will Ospreay. And the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, will defend his WCPW Internet Championship. WCPW proudly presents Exit Wounds. Monday, March 6th, 7:30, 2:30 Eastern. Tickets still available at wc.pw.